First of all, just congrats to Waldron and women's cross country team, 6 in NCAA is outstanding, and just getting through the region they were in was outstanding. So appreciate all they do, and great job by them. Real good weekend for us. I mean, we knew they were going to be tight playoff type games and battles, and certainly Friday night was 1-1 tie, and then Saturday night figuring out a way, down 2-1 about halfway through the third to get the 3-2 win was real exciting, I think, for the fans and for our team as well. So lots of good things coming out of that, and we talked about it as a team, trying to keep the emotion and the mindset and staying in the game mentally for 60 minutes, which you have to do against a team like Notre Dame. I thought our guys did an outstanding job of that, and then gets us ready for it doesn't end. We take off and head to a highly ranked Ohio State team to play Thanksgiving weekend, and I think the guys are looking forward to it. And had a little break Sunday, and then yesterday kind of backed off a little bit since we didn't play till Saturday and Sunday, and just got a lift in yesterday and had a nice meeting, and we'll be back on the ice today. But like I said, the Big Ten doesn't end. We've got 3 big series coming up here before the break. Ohio State, then come back home against Wisconsin, which is a tough team, and then another highly ranked team, Arizona State, after that. So looking forward to it, and look forward to keep building.
Dan, I have a few questions. First of all, most fans don't understand hockey recruiting is 3 years out. It's not like football and basketball where you're recruiting right now. So it's not like winning a couple series and getting in the top 20, where you are now, can have massive impact. But momentum of the season, are you seeing it impact recruiting?
Yeah, you know what, it does, and I think what happens, there's a few different aspects to it. One is, currently guys that are verbally committed to us, and some guys that have signed NLIs already. I think within the room, there's their locker rooms as juniors and wherever they're playing, or in different areas of the country. I think they're excited about it, and young men talk, and there is momentum in that sense. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, that Michigan State programs, getting things going. So that, I think that helps. And then guys that we're starting to engage now, it's great having a young man. And after a series like that, we had some teams in town that were all at the game against the weekend before against Michigan on Saturday night. So it was great to have them in Munn for that type of atmosphere. And then again, last weekend having some guys in that it's just a great experience for them. And I think they can. You can tell people everything you want, but I think, when you see it, that's why visuals, when you're telling a story, are such a great thing and so impactful. When you can have that type of feedback for them, and when Coach Exter and Coach Long go out on the road and can talk about success, and, the direction the program's heading is a good one, we feel. And like you said, the momentum is right, and it helps a lot, gets you in a lot more doors. So it's been outstanding.
Tom Izzo said the biggest part of developing a program is teaching guys how to win, and then when they get smacked, when they get here with the face of expectation. For these kids, it's the first time they've been in the top 20 in college hockey since they've been here at Michigan State. How do you help prepare them for that?
It's something, it's like your culture. You have to build it every day, and you can't get away from it. We've talked about it, and it's easy to learn lessons when the games don't go your way, because they're so self-evident. It's when you have a little bit of success that you're right, sometimes you get ahead of yourselves, and that was the focus of our talk yesterday. It was that, hey, these are the things that we've done well, and that's why we're having success, and looking at that, saying, hey, these are the things we have to continue to do. And you hope you don't have to go through that where you have a down weekend because guys look too far ahead. But I think the battle mentality, I think these guys have since we've been back here, since Joe and Lou and I have been here for 2.5 years, we've been in that bunker mentality, but geez, it seems like the whole time. And the longer you can stay in that, and that's why you see teams in championships. They want to have that, hey, it's us against the world, even if you're kind of manufacturing it. You see a lot of teams do that because you don't want to lose that edge. You don't want to find yourself feeling a little too good about yourselves, because you'll get knocked down quick. And I think the other part that helps on that is just the strength of the schedule. We get done with a nice big weekend. It's not like, hey, we've got 2 or 3 weekends where we can sit back and relax. we're already talking about Ohio State and where they're ranked and how good a team they've been in the last few years and how good a team they still are. So that should get the guys' attention. And, you have to be diligent, but you're right, until you go through it, sometimes there's a painful lesson there. But we'll keep pushing and try and keep their mindset right.
Dan, you guys have won some road games in some difficult places, Northern, CC, obviously Michigan and Penn State. What has happened this year that makes this team a little bit more predictable on the road and successful?
I think the biggest thing is I think that as a team we're defending better, and I think that's kept us in a lot of those games. Our D-core, we've said since the beginning of the year, is probably going to be one of our strengths. So that's a huge part of it, and not just the defense playing, D, but all the forwards as well. And then, on top of that, I think you got to tip your hat to John Lethman. He's been, I don't want to limit how effective he's been for the whole length of the game, but he's been very timely. There's been times when we needed a breakaway, a save, or a big rebound. Or the other night, they got in behind our defense, and it looked like it was going to be an open net. And he just got his leg out and kind of, squashed the puck underneath his pad. And that looked like one was going in that would have made it 3-1. So he's just been very timely, and that's kept us in games. And I think when it gets going that way, then you have confidence. And when you think a lot of stuff's going to go in, or that, geez, we have to score 6 goals tonight because we're not playing well defensively, it puts more pressure on you, and it's harder to play. But when you're saying, hey, listen, we can defend real well, and you know what? I've been telling guys for years that, if you play well, 1 goal can win you a hockey game. And so I think that takes a little pressure off, and then you're calm with that, and you stick with them. So I think those are probably the 2 biggest areas. You go on the road, you got to defend. You got to be able to weather the storm. We've been able to do that. There's a few places that Penn State, you have to deal with the first 5 to 10 minutes, and if you don't, it can be 4-0 if you don't handle the crowd and the speed. The boards are fast there, so things happen quickly. So I think guys have done a good job with that, and they just keep battling.
When you look at Ohio State, how do you compare their style to the teams you just played, and is playing in Ohio State difficult with the place to play?
Yeah, some of the Big Ten barns are, and they've had good crowds over the years, and it can get pretty loud there. And the most difficult part of playing against Ohio State the last few years has been Ohio State. They've been a really good hockey team. So, it is hard. But style-wise, there's some different things in the neutral zone that, Michigan was a little different from Ohio State, or from Notre Dame, and Ohio State's a little different, maybe a little more traditional in terms of how they play through there. But they put a lot of pressure on you, and they scored a decent amount of goals. I think you saw last week against Penn State that they're still one of the best teams in the country, and it'll be a challenge. And they attack you the same way. They lost some seniors last year, but I still think they have 7 or 8 seniors that are pretty impactful on their team. So they go pretty deep, and like I said, they're a talented team. So.
And one of the best goalies.
Yeah, and Tommy Naper's a heck of a goalie, and he has been for the last couple of years. And I know they platooned a bit last year, but that's his position this year. He's taking the net there. Yeah, he's outstanding. So, and veteran core and defense. So there's challenges there, but I like that. I think that's good for us. And we know if we're not on top of our game in all our areas, that the game won't go well for us.
Coach, you've had Big Ten Player of the Week 3 weeks in a row. What kind of effect does that have on your locker room?
Well, hopefully there's some confidence there. That's kind of a hard thing to do, and I didn't know until this morning. Ramsey told me that Sam had got it this week, and that's great. But you know what? Best thing about it for me, I think, is that it's 3 different players, and that's a great thing. And it's not Taro every weekend. Not that we wouldn't. I'd settle for Taro being the first star the last 3 weekends. That would have helped us this year, but it's moving around, and that's kind of how our team is. And I think good teams are that way, and we've got guys up and down the lineup that I think have the ability to score, or guys like John, the ability to keep the puck out of our net. So I think the guys feel good about that. We don't spend a lot of time on individual awards. If I see a guy in the hallway, I'll bump him, and they get their award. But in terms of team meetings, we don't talk about individual stuff or things like that. It'll come up, or if a guy in the pile at the end of practice will say something like that. And it's not that it's taboo or anything like that, but we tend to stick with what's happening with the team. I'm happier that we're 4-1-1 in the Big Ten, and not that having 3 first stars isn't great, but that doesn't get you in the playoffs, so.
Building off of that a little bit, in terms of your point production, how it is getting spread around, it seems like maybe a little bit more this year. How much do you think that that is attributing to the success that you're having? And yeah, obviously you miss a guy like Taro, but to see everybody getting involved, what does that just do for your program as a whole and your team?
Yeah, well, it helps. I mean, it's kind of like, with John playing so well in that, I think it takes the pressure off you where you see that it can come from different areas. And I think it's an easier, what you want to get across to your guys is that you need to play a certain way for 60 minutes, and you can't get away from that. And sometimes if one line thinks they have to do it, then it just puts a lot of pressure on that one line, and then another line gets scored on. You know what I mean? It just kind of gets everything disjointed. So, and I think our 3 freshmen are, we've been able to bring them along, and you're starting to see Josh now there, starting to get on the scoreboard a little more regular. He made a great play on the game-winning goal. He got an assist on Landman's goal. Was a great play, and then he made a play from one corner, the offensive zone to the far side, and the blue line to Dennis Zazana, which was a heck of a pass, and not a lot of guys can make that started that, and then went Dennis to Jared for the shot that Sammy tipped in. So those guys are starting to go. Jagger Joshua contributes in a lot of ways, and hasn't been on the scoreboard so much, but he brings a certain swagger and physical presence to us. And Nico Mueller is a fantastic hockey player. He's getting some points, but the ticks that he gets in video breakdown from the coaches is a lot more than showing up on the scoreboard right now. He's a smart player. He's easy to play with. We've moved him around in the lineup, so I think those 3 guys coming in have been impactful on whatever lines they're on. Sometimes we have 2 of them together, sometimes all 3 are spread out. But I think hockey IQ and compete and courage are things that you need, and those guys have been elevated, I think, like I said, 2, sometimes 3 lines.
Danton out in New Jersey last weekend talked with a couple of donors at Rutgers, one administrator, but several media members about Big Ten hockey moving east with the success of Penn State. How big would it make the best conference in the college hockey is the Big Ten right now, if you could see it expand to a Rutgers, a Maryland, where there's already a presence of hockey?
Yeah, no, that'd be outstanding. And I think, the next team, wherever, that shoe drops, wherever that rink drops, would be outstanding. And, it's like you're right, the hockey market out there is really, New Jersey and New York is, the number of players coming out of New York now is phenomenal, and Pennsylvania's gotten better. So, you're right around those 2 universities. So, hopefully at some point, someone will jump in and see that it's a good thing. So, I don't know how close we are. You haven't been out there, you may have a better idea than I do right now. I know, there's been a lot of talk about Illinois, and I'm not sure where all that's at. We get updates a couple times a year, but hopefully another team will pop in. To get to 8 would be great, and then you build from there. And if the 9th comes in, great, the more the merrier. But yeah, getting these would be outstanding, not just for our conference, but for college hockey as a whole.